The hero is, are you willing to die for what you believe? The question of the heroine is, are you willing to live with the consequences of what you believe?
That's an interesting way to put that. Because, yeah, there are severe consequences for both. And the hero, so I've tried to analyze in the end, what the hell is the hero getting out of all of this? You know, he goes on this journey. He breaks that. He has a symbolic death. This is not a fun journey. When you actually look at the hero's journey and see what it's telling you will experience, it's not a fun journey. And it's you'll be destroyed in this journey spiritually on some level because you'll have to be reborn. You'll go into the belly of the beast, and nobody wants to be in there. And that's assuming you survive. And if you come out, you have a different identity. So this is a tough journey for the hero. What does he get out of all this? A medal? Is that why he did this? He wanted to wear a medal? Is that really the core apex principle that the hero is after? When I read a lot of books that criticize the hero's journey, I was always irritated by the analysis because they're like, oh, yeah, that way you're going to put a trophy on your wall. I'm like, you think that's why these people are facing death? To put a trophy on the wall? No, that's not at all what that's a complete and fundamental misunderstanding of the hero and the hero's journey, in my opinion. So my conclusion was worthiness. The trophy or the medal is simply an external manifestation that the culture has recognized you as worthy. And to become worthy is not so easy a thing. You know, you have to do something that is dangerous, possibly at the risk of your own life. So what Sable said, am I willing to die for this? That's usually part of the bargain. And that's a tough position to put yourself in. And let me tell you, for every hero that survives, there's 20 that did not. So, you know, which one are you going to, you know, where are you going to fit into all this if you're actually going to go on this journey? So the hero becomes worthy. And why
Luke
is that?
Was the only X-Wing that got out. Of course, now we have a Y-Wing in the special edition or whatever. But
there
were
was a Y-Wing, yeah.
There were a lot of X-Wings that went in, and Luke Skywalker came out.
Yeah, so what was he doing? He did the bombing run. He just kind of hovered around out there, circled.
I do remember my friend and I being so surprised by that because, like, canonically, I thought that Luke Skywalker was the X-Wing, and then all of a sudden in the special edition, the Y-Wing also flew by, and we both went, "What? Who was in that Y-Wing?"
Gold leader's back. Drood and Fuzz just hit it on the head. The hero, the warrior, warrior role is fundamentally expendable. Your whole generation might be flushed down the toilet in order to save the culture, you know, and a lot of these guys don't come back, you know, the warriors. So the warrior is grappling with his own expendability. That's absolutely correct. And it's difficult to grapple with that. I remember having a discussion with my dad, and he was in a Vietnam draft, and he drew a very low number, which at the time he was like, it's certain, you know, it was like 32 or something, which was all but certain that he was going to go to Vietnam in the draft. And it really effing irritated him because he started to really grapple with that. He's like, oh my God, I can't say no to this. And then when they drew the lottery number, it was like 4. So like everybody was off the hook, but 3 guys still went, even with that low number. Anyway, he didn't have to go because during that draft. But he's told me on numerous occasions how much he was bothered by the idea that he's expendable, that the culture is going to grab him by the collar, throw him out there and be like, go save us. And then if they die, at least you tried, you know, good job. You know, and you know, watching Saving Private Ryan, you see which is a very tough opening to a war film. You don't want to be out there. There's no valor. There's no great athleticism or great skill. You are hoping to not randomly be blown away in that amphibious assault. So this is a terrible thing for a hero, right? To attempt this. You are expendable. So when the hero survives all of this and does something noteworthy, you know, slays the distant dragon, he's proven himself to be worthy, which is the opposite of expendable. It's the opposite. You're important to the culture. That's a big deal to the warrior. It's a big deal. And what's interesting is in heroine-centric stories, it's almost the opposite message. Heroines are treated as so precious that they are locked away and forbidden to risk themselves in anything that could cause any sort of consequence, which is usually the grounds for their captivity. You know, women and children first. You know, you're too precious to risk. You know, stay away. Don't go out there. Don't get pregnant. Don't screw up your prospects. You know, don't do these things that'll disrupt your potential future in the role we've chosen for you. So your heroines are treated as so valuable as to be like stifled, suffocated in this preciousness. So it's very different. So I asked myself, for the heroine, what does she get out of all this? It's not worthiness. She's not worried about her expendability. She's not treated like that by the culture. Validation is what I came up with as the best answer to date. That she was right about something about the native culture. She had a moral compass. She had a belief in something. She saw through a lie or a deception. She gambled. She risked it all to break that up. And the heroine hopefully succeeds in doing that. And if she does, you get the broken spell, one of the archetypal designs. So the way Sable Phoenix worded that was pretty good, I think, because it does play into both of those answers. One, I am not expendable, says the hero, and I was right, says the heroine. She was right about something that mattered. And people denied her. They told her she wasn't right. The deception held up while she, made her way through the maze.